Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where I look into Trump, Donald John Trump, until I don't need to anymore every week. So this week we're going from July 29th through August 4th, and let's just see what he may be experiencing. Okay, let me bring over my table. Just want to say hi ahead of time and give you big hugs. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I decided to do, what I want to do first is just do a health reading on him. I was, getting the cards. This deck is all set for reversals. I allowed reversals, but I'm also going to use the Lennies to, I want to check into his health. Let's see what's going on with his health. How's he doing? And I will do a Celtic cross, but I'll do it modified and add the Lennies in. So let's get the tarot going first. Oh my goodness. He's out there causing so much havoc. Okay. And shout out to the real Virgo Queen for calling him Jesus, nicknaming him Jesus. Jesus. Oh, yeah, because he thinks he's the chosen one who received divine intervention from that bullet. No, it wasn't a bullet. There's no way. His ear would have been torn off if there was any kind of a actual hit with a bullet. It was a little tiny either piece of shrapnel or glass that hit his ear. Maybe glass from the teleprompter, or just a little bit, yeah. Even Christopher Wray said that they had gotten all 8 of the bullets that were fired. So nothing like that came that close to his head. And you could see, when it happened, he like smacked his head as if a bug had bit him. That's being hit with a little piece of glass. But now he's got this little wrap-over Band-Aid on the top of his ear. So that's literally impossible that it was an actual bullet. Okay, anyway, health. Health. How are you doing, Donald John Trump? Well, he's locked up. His current state of affairs within his body is the fact that he is locked up in blindness, addiction, he's in bondage, he's apathetic, he's locked up in his own sexuality, and materialism, and he's cruel. And he's in old age. This is his, his bones. This card is ruled by Saturn, of course. Saturn in Capricorn, no less. So we're talking old age, bones, chronic numbing out, arthritis, and he's just very unhappy. Now, his greatest challenge currently is the 9 of Pentacles. And with respect to this card, this brings in a lot of debt. Maybe if I do it this way, I'll have more room. Debt, he does have access to luxury, but it's old and it's decrepit and it's gross. It's, garish, gold-plated, just gross. And then also, to have, the 9 of Pentacles as a challenge card, he's just living in external validation, and I do think he does have some financial setbacks coming in. I don't think he's getting the money. He can get all the laundered money he wants from Pootie and his little friends, but it's not going to matter when it comes down to it. This is a card of loss when it comes to reverse. Major financial loss. And also feeling trapped. Well, he's trapped in his body. Where he's sitting with the Ace of Swords, I think he's mentally, I mean, this is a card of communication and possibly, mental issues. I wonder if he thinks he's got some kind of a breakthrough going on. And he thinks that he is, like he's in truth. And he's got the sword of truth and he's talking about it. But the deal is, this is also a card of accidents and using excessive force. Reversed, it's major, lack of clarity and stuff like that. But either way, it's in, it can be that that need to be right and to win. Yeah. Let's see, what else? In the past, Lovers reversed when it comes to a health issue. Well, that can bring through just not having any, balance in your body. I mean, we're locked up here. We're locked up with this card here. And with Gemini ruling this card, maybe he's not able to get the words out that he really wants to say, and he just gloms on to. It's like he's got a playbook, from Putin, and he's made really bad choices. When this comes through reversed, it's my card for OCDs. It's my card for communication problems. And there's just a misalignment of values. Well, I think it's a misalignment of values with the American people, right? I mean, and he has J.D. Vance out there, who's just a huge, he goes completely against abortion, and which is the key issue in this election. And he's aligned with J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance has his little book out, the Hillbilly Elegy. And he's let some things out there that are pretty, if you want to look it up, pretty damning. But then meanwhile, he's out there bashing women. J.D. Vance is bashing women, saying that the U.S. has been run by a bunch of childless cat ladies and that we're miserable with our own lives and the choices that we've made. No, Trump has made the wrong choice by grabbing you, dude. That's what this is about. So it's the women that's going to rise up, right? Okay, what's hanging over him is the Ten of Pentacles coming through reversed. Well, so family squabbles, family disputes would be the normal way to look at this. But on a health level, when we have the Ten of Pentacles come through, we have loneliness. It's our card for a big health event that could take the person out of the family. It's financial failure. It's just so much loss. Yeah. But when it comes to reversed, and this is hanging over him, he has no control. He has control over what he says down here, but he's aligned with just the creepiest younger dude that, big mistake there grabbing him. But anyway, when you've got the Ten of Pentacles reversed hanging over you, you can expect a big health event and you need to be prepared for it. So, and also it can be an upset to an easy life, right? I mean, so this is hanging over him. His future with the Two of Pentacles coming through upright shows that he's needing to prioritize something, and I'll get more information about that. It could be his relationship with Pooty because, we're looking at overseas, but I'll get more information about that using the Lennies. Okay, and then over here, what I'm going to do is use this card as this position as what he's attracting, So this is legal issues, major legal issues. With the King of Swords, we have, authority coming through. He's attracting authority that is very legal and high level, professional. Maybe this is Jack Smith. That's what he's attracting. What is coming from the outside, we have the Strength card reversed. So this would be like the outside, the outer influences will be weakening him. His long-term energies is he's just going to keep reaching out, grifting. And then on a health level, I should have said, hold on, with the Strength card coming through in the reverse position, that brings through weakness, of course. It brings through unconscious, just boredom, things that the opposite of life coming through you. Instead, it is your life force turning against you, and it brings through self-doubt. We always knew he had a lack of self-discipline, and that's, of course, part of this. But exhaustion and boredom. And then long-term with the Ace of Pentacles, he's always looking for something else. Put it in my hand, give it to me kind of thing. Yeah. And then when it comes to maybe just the outcome for this week, and again, I'll do some more. Actually, let's do this. Over here. Give us some more room. And then, and I may use the Kipper for the legal issues if you guys will hang in there with me. So, but anywho, legal issues here, weakness here that other people. This would be J.D. Vance. He's a very weak vice president for Trump. But he chose him, and Trump is just going to keep grifting. And then it gets even worse. We've got the 8 of Wands up here for the outcome, which could be for this week. I need to leave some room in here for the Lennies, I'm realizing. And the deal with that is when you've got the 8 of Wands coming through reversed, on a health level, major health issues are that, like, you need to slow down and you need some exercise. And it's also a card of falling and injuries, respiratory issues, headaches, major delays and frustrations, things like that. Like when you get this card, you have to be really present, because what's going on is your energy is up and out of your body, and you need to be very, very, very careful with watching where your feet are landing, watching where you're walking. And he wears his heel lifts, and there's all that all the time, right? I'm remembering Lawrence O'Donnell. I watched him this morning. I don't tend to watch any politics at night. I just don't want to take that into my dream time, but I watch it in the morning, so I record. I record Lawrence O'Donnell, and he was saying that Trump was the laziest and the stupidest president we've ever had, and now he's the laziest and stupidest presidential candidate we've ever had. And he was talking about how Trump had gone on Fox and Friends and called Kamala real garbage. Can you imagine that? Real garbage? Calling Kamala garbage? Like, what is wrong with him? And then, meanwhile, he's trying to convince his cult members that he's not a convicted felon and Kamala is a failed prosecutor. Oh, really? It's so easy to look online and see all of her accomplishments. How about prosecuting sex predators? How about that? And what are his accomplishments? Being such a brat that by 12, 13, he was put into military school, sent away from his own family because they couldn't handle him anymore because he was so abusive to his siblings. about feigning the draft with your bone spurs, dude? How about that? How about having two wives lose two wives, or two wives divorce you before Melania? How about that? How about losing your casino? How about being fined $15 million by FinCEN for money laundering practices at that casino? How about being fined $25 million for fleecing the students of your Trump University? How about the state of New York banning him and his kids from forming any charitable foundations since they were found guilty of, fleecing all those people and taking their money? How about that? I could go on and on, but, probably the worst one is that he instigated the January 6th insurrection and people died because he couldn't stand to lose. He could not stand to lose the election. He was in emotional reaction. He's a toddler. Oh, wait, I've got a few more when it comes to health. How about downing 12 Diet Cokes a day and probably 3 Big Macs? Okay. Circulatory problems. Major circulatory problems. He's actually in a lot of pain. This is him. He's sitting with him in his mind, spinning, and does everything he can to just be out there on social media. He has no one except for snakes to talk to. Okay. What's hanging over him besides the, major health incident that's probably coming down is he's in a very dangerous place. I could put it on any side, but dangerous place within his little high tower. Maybe he's going to slip and fall in Trump Tower. Near future emotional problems, emotional reactions, again with the lymphatic system here. And the cross could be, well, besides being in pain, this rules our lower back. So yeah, hunched over or propped up with his girdle and his heel lifts. That's not good on your lower back. But so besides trying to manage his relationship with Pootie, it's also Melania. Okay. Yeah, the legal issues coming after his money and his power and protection. The most important issue, again, lower back issues and weaknesses. The importance is that he's got weakness in his body. And yeah, he might still be getting he might have some financial recovery, but he's still, it's like all the legal issues are draining everything out of his super PAC, and also that's happening with the Republican, national coffers for him. And major repeated issues, okay, repetitious, abusive issues with his body that would probably cause, how many cards do we have here that has to do with a possible falling down? Not grounded in his body, accidents, something that happens quickly. But then on another level too, this is a card of just being really frustrated, delays and frustrations, but it could sometimes be respiratory issue, and maybe this is a repeat of COVID that he had before, right? But again, falls and headaches. That's how it goes. Okay. Actually, I'll clean this mess up later. This will be faster for you. All right, let me go with it'll be the Kipper right here. Ciro Marchetti's Kipper. Let me just get the cards lined up. Okay. So now we're just looking at legally. How's he going to do legally this week or in the near future? Because, you know, it's possible that, because this reading goes out through August 4th, it's very possible that Tanya Chuckin might start an evidentiary hearing. She can anytime after August 2nd. So, how's this going to go for him this week or soon after? Legal issues. Donald John Trump. Legal issues. Oh yeah, and did you guys hear that he backed out of debating Kamala in September? They were scheduled for September 10th. Ooh, something from quite some time ago. Hold on, I think I can bring this down a little. Okay. Yeah, where he had delayed and put off. Let's see, what he will be experiencing. Yeah, something coming full circle. Yeah, woohoo. Major stress, not sleeping well. Now, Tanya Chuckin has... She's the one bringing in, and this is going to have to be her, because that's what I was, you know, well, we can look at it to see anything that has to do with Melania as well, but I think that's Tanya Chuckin, and especially because, you know, look at the cards close to her, but I'll keep going and we'll get more. But Tanya Chuckin she's just the January 6th insurrection case, right? Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. It's hard to keep track sometimes. Yeah, here's J6. And here's her. And she's over the J6 case. Okay, so I think this should do it right here. So if it's not this week, it's coming up. Go on. Whoa! Okay, so the rules are when you're doing a grand tableau, or in this case, a mini grand tableau, when the person that you're reading on, when their card shows up, you start there. Let's come up a little bit, actually. Okay. Yeah. So, you can see where he is in the right-hand corner, right here. Of course, he looks nothing like that. But what we're dealing with when you have your card come through down here is you're looking at the entire past. You can't really go forward because it's all about the past. Okay? So, he's looking at the J6, committee and reports, and creating change. And this is also, I'm going to read this on 3 different levels, this female card. This is also Jenny Thomas bringing in money that had to do with the J6 insurrection. And this is also maybe Melania, and he's trying to get her to have some time with him and loyal to him. Well, he has to pay her, and I think she's probably gone. When it comes to Tanya Chuckin, that's right here, because here we are with, the judge at the bench. And this card up here is a card of violence and even self, directed at yourself. This is a card of serious problems, and it comes through, I think, every single time I use the Kipper for him. And so here we are with demands put upon him. This is because these cards are hanging. That's the other thing. When you're down here in the bottom, all the other cards are weighing down on you. Right? So all of this is weighing down on him. He's looking forward to big changes coming in because Tanya Chuckin has a strategy that will go back over everything and bring through you know, just his karma and just everything that had been churning over him for so long. And she's very committed, but then also on another level, this would be Melania maybe issuing him some kind of a demand, because the four corners here read that he is in a rut-row. You know, we don't have a tower card in this deck, but he is in one of those moments. Well, it's more than a rut-row moment. This is major sad news. It's called Message of Concern, but it's usually sad news in other decks. Major disappointment, major painful issues coming towards him. Also, sometimes a mild illness, but something that makes him really sad. And there's a, you know, confrontation. He's in a crisis point. This is like, you know, this is a tower card for me in this deck. This one as well. But yeah, psychological disorders also are part of this card. So, and that's what he's looking forward to. And it has to do with his marriage and his karma and everything in the past in J6. Okay, so then it gets even worse, or better, you might say. He's being confronted with the lies and grifting and, you know, lies, grifting, stealing, his dishonesty, how he had created, you know, I mean, with just everything he did with January 6th, you know, what he did is he lied and he created a big plan to cheat and steal the election, right? And he has been evading the matter all this time, but now it's up. Now it's up, and it'll be whether or not it goes thrown back to, you know, when the evidentiary hearings are done and maybe there's a trial or whatever. The important thing is that everything with the evidentiary hearing, remember with Judge McAfee and Fani Willis, it put everything out there into the public sphere. This is what's going to happen to him now. Everything's going to be out and up and on TV because it's a part. I think it'll be on TV. But anyway, things will be out and it'll be happening all during election time. So he is going to be feeling like the immature little child that he is, and oh no, what do I do? You know, again, look at that. And he's going to be seen as the grifting, cheating liar that, you know, he's had all his legal delays, right? And this could, and because this is the delay card, all of this could be delayed, but it is coming in the future. This could also be that on one level, Melania takes her sweet time to actually leave him. And then if this is Tanya Chuckin, it could be that she gets delayed, but her evidentiary hearing does not, but her legal abilities might be delayed, even though she can still have the evidentiary hearing. Because it's like it's right here, right? This would be the hearing itself. This is our card for complaints and investigations, and examining, you know, things that are super important. So, and then legally, we also have, I'm wondering if something comes out about his money laundering practices, and that is what will be examined even further out into the future. I don't have my Jack Smith card this week, but I still feel like he's here. Yeah. Well, he's the prosecutor, isn't he? He didn't show up, but he is the prosecutor, where Tanya's the judge. So we know that he is in direct contact with, people all over the world who are also investigating money launderers. So he's right in there. But like I said, all these cards weighing down on him. He's waiting. He's helpless. He can't do anything, really, you know, to get this away from him. He can't get this. He can't release these. Well, he had 91 felony counts. 34 came through, convicted, and so there's still, 57 more. And none of these may happen. Maybe this card here is just reminding me that none of this will happen before the election, but it doesn't mean that the dirty laundry isn't out there and aired, and it does cause him problems. He has these are terrible, terrible cards, and so is this one, and so is this one here. The only one that's missing that is also a terrible card is the, you know, the one where he's like mulling over, he's looking down. It's basically the gloom and doubt card. So he might have a little bit of mental clarity, being that we had that Ace of Swords down here. You know, he might have a little more this week than he usually does, but he's still knucking futs, man. He's still just knucking futs. So how do you have clarity with that? Right? Yeah. And if that's not bad enough, I'm also remembering what happened during the week was that 300 or more, if I remember correctly, it was in Heather Cox Richardson's newsletter where she was reporting that, and I can't remember which day it was, but it might have just been yesterday because it's on my mind, or last night, might have read it from this morning. But anyway, that there were more than 350 national leaders, you know, the security people, dudes, those people are dudes and ladies, that endorsed Kamala, saying that if she was elected president, like she would enter that position with more national security experience than the 4 presidents, you know, prior to Biden. I don't know that anybody has any more experience than Biden. But as vice president, like she would have that, because she's been meeting already with well over 100 world leaders, and she traveled to so many different countries. So there's that. And then they were saying what I'm remembering the most is they were saying that she's an asset to America's security, where Trump is a threat to security. So maybe that's what's coming out all week long. I tend to watch The Weekend on MSNBC and Ali Velshi and Katie Fang, because they're usually ahead of the game when it comes to reporting. But those are all weekend programs, and I'll be watching tomorrow morning or listening tomorrow morning. So that's what we'll probably be talking about all week, whatever comes out there. So let's see, is there anything else? The Pathway card, Knighting to the Unexpected Income. This is one of my flippage cards. So somebody flipping from the past that Trump thought he could trust is going to be giving information to, because this card Knight's here, to Tanya Chutkin and any other judges on the bench that are gathering information for his future, because remember, this is his legal reading. But all the convictions, not convictions, what do we call them when they're not indictments? Indictments, that's what it is. So people will be flipping. He thinks he can trust them, but they are flipping on him because nobody wants to go to jail for him or lose their jobs or be fined. And the other card, let's see, in the future, all of his grifting and stealing and especially trying to steal the election will be seen. And especially, the January 6th insurrection, that will come out. And all the people who were like literally married to the mob with him. The adjudication card knights to what is really causing him the major problems. So the legal issues weigh down on him. He knows he's not going to get out from underneath them, that they will cause major change. The J6 committee report is as a huge... I have it in my bookshelf down here. It's like that thick. I think it's probably almost as big as the Project 2025 900-page thing, or maybe it's more. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to do an update on Project 2025 really soon. I might get to it early in the morning. We'll see. But anyway, yeah. Development coming through with this pathway card. Something is developing over a long time. They're being, Tanya Chutkin is being very patient and persistent in getting the long-term, goal, getting to the long-term goal. And, she's stable. She's really stable there, because she has everything from, like I said, the J6 committee report, plus any people that she's been meeting with and interviewing over, quite some time to try and get to the truth, trying to get to the big truth. And especially trying to see the big vision, the big picture for him. Yeah, that's interesting. And then again, back to Jack Smith and Alex Whiting, being together working on everything in other countries. They get information and they put the dots to, they connect the dots. They put the pieces of information together like a puzzle. And all of this is weighing down on him. And he's looking forward to, and there's not a dang thing he can do about it. Knighting this card, the adjudication. So again, some of the keywords with this card is a judge. It's a card that represents judges and investigators. Could even be a tax IRS issue. That's possible too. But anyway, there's pressure put on him. Again, all this is weighing down on him. And it's causing him to be very, very concerned, very worried, right? He's in crisis. Remember, this is like the Tower card. And he is, like I said, worried about the people who are going to flip on him, who will betray him. They've been hiding, but, he might not ever know who it is, but that's happening. And that is what creates the major despair and loss and sleepless nights and nightmares, hangovers from drugs even, serious, serious problems, and the change. That's what brings through the change. Yep. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day and evening, and see you soon. Bye.